He wishes I was dead.
He has to come to the podcast. He'd be so funny.
I know he would. And then I'm all right, thanks. And then that, and then Saturday I went to the game, and then me and Sam and Matthew and Jake and Khalil all went back to Sam's house to stay over.
I think it's time for a Santa Barbara weekend.
Yay! I agree.
At my house.
Okay.
When you get back to school.
We're going back.
Yeah.
Like 20,
What?
22nd.
Yeah.
No.
So if it's after that.
You'll be there.
Exactly.
Yes.
Apparently, Maddie wants me to read the shout-outs.
Everyone, remember,
All right.
engaged.
Always
Wait.
looking at you are always on.
Did the update come out?
Yes.
I didn't get like a notification. Is it because I had the?
Were you testing?
Yeah.
Delete it and go to the App Store and download it.
Oh. Wait, we're going.
Our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, we'll find a friend to care.
Woo! I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here on Our Place Out Loud with our musical director, Rob Iceman Eisenberg.
Howdy.
Tickling the ivories or whatever the hell they make keyboards out of nowadays.
If this was made out of
Kids.
ivory, I'd be arrested right
Oh,
now.
my goodness gracious. Well, authorities have given him up. Come get him. We've got Kiamute, we've got Montana, we've got Ryan, Maddie, Austin, Aaron, and Jake in the studio. Of course, Justin is helping us. And we've got Alex Silver, who's walking around the room with a laptop because he proudly created a program which helps us direct the show. Well, what do you call it, Alex Silver? Wait, come sit with Iceman and talk on the microphone. Yes. What did you do?
Am I in the front? Oh, I can tell. I'm very off.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I saw Jakey was crying every show,
Yeah. Well,
and it really made me emotional.
Right.
And I thought, hey, why not save a lonely kid? So I did, and
Jake.
now he's going to sporting events and having the time of his life,
That's right.
and I couldn't be happier.
So, but you did create a program that helps him direct the show, right? Can you hold it up to the camera and show everybody all the different screens?
I don't know if that's
Yeah, so that's how. Yay, Alex Silver! He's a young genius. And I came up with a name for Alex Silver's new company. So it's going to be Alex Silver Information Functionality, and it's going to be as if. As if.
So the deal is that when somebody says, "Hey, you have any good company recommendations?" and I'm like, "As if,"
As if.
and then you end it there awkwardly, and
And then you just walk away, and
And
they
then
don't
they
know.
don't think that you had any
how brilliant
suggestions,
you've
and
just
then they
been.
never look it up.
Right.
yeah,
So
pretty
we need a better F word than functionality or whatever franchises. I don't know. We need a good F word.
How
but I
about
think
freshenality?
freshenality, then that's the name of the company. You don't need the franchise. All right. So Alex and Austin, or Aaron, Austin, a lot of A names. Oh, so what's exciting is that Ryan is a bar mitzvah. So today Ryan is a man, everybody. Hey. So important question. Were you lifted up on a chair?
I was not.
Oh, what's
But
the point?
I was at my brother's bar mitzvah, so I didn't miss out.
All right. I'm just saying, why go through all that if you're not going to get lifted up on
Or
a chair?
Shaquille O'Neal's shoe.
Oh yeah. How did I saw that on Facebook? What's the story behind that?
A long time ago, after golfing, my grandpa saw him in a bagel shop, and he said, "Shaquille, give me your shoe." He was holding like his two, like he had just finished working out, so he had like his
You can
tennis shoes
say
on.
that to him without
I think
getting
he's
stepped on.
I think he's the only person you can say that to.
Wow.
But like, okay, so he was wearing like tennis shoes at this point. He had like basketball shoes in his hand. And he said, "Okay, Shaquille, give me your shoe," and he said, "Okay." So he handed him the shoe, and then he said, "Now give me your other shoe," and he said, "I can't." He said, "I'll kick your ass if you don't," and then he laughed, and then he was like, "I can't," and then my grandpa's like, "Good, because I was scared of you."
This is a story grandpas tell.
Yeah.
This didn't actually happen.
This is all I know though.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think that he actually said, "I'll kick your ass if you don't," to a 7'2" beast.
Okay.
But so he did that, and then he walked away with the shoe, and then he gave it to my aunt. I'm gonna go a little more in depth here. My mom was dating my dad. My aunt was dating my uncle. My uncle could care less about sports. He's like, "Oh man, sports. That's about it."
Mhm.
My dad is like a diehard basketball fan, and my grandpa's sitting there like, "Who should I give the shoe to? The one who doesn't care or the one who does care?" So he gave it to the one who doesn't care. He gave it to my uncle.
Your grandpa's a little bit of a
Yeah, and
Troll.
Yeah, he's a troll.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. So then my uncle was like, well, I don't know what to do with this. Here you go, to his daughter, who also could care less.
And that was your mom?
No.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
So
I'm losing track.
So that was sitting in my cousin's closet for like 10 years. And then after like years of me being like, it's in the closet of your daughter's room. Can I just have it? I will
want the shoe.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
No. And then they did give it to me, and it was so great.
Oh my gosh! In the great Hebrew tradition of the Torahs, you are now a man who owns a Shaq shoe. Yes, there is a God. Who's on the phone? Hello. Olivia, and we would know you from...
You know me.
Oh my
Get outta
God. What
here.
are you doing on the West Coast? Wait, wait, well, hold on. Map's upside down. Oh, what are you doing on the East Coast?
I'm in college.
You're in college. How does that feel?
It feels weird. I haven't started classes yet.
Yeah,
so-
don't go.
College life.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Hashtag
Just
college
stay in your room. You have one of those like little fridges, right? Where you
I
get like
do.
string cheese. You're good.
And I have a freezer, too, which is awesome.
Wow. Do you have
My
to?
mom surprised me with the freezer.
She is full of tricks, isn't she?
Isn't she, though?
Yeah. So do you have to like defrost it? Because I remember when I would defrost my fridge at college, it would make like a big like a lot of water. The people below
Yeah.
me didn't appreciate that. So do they have like college fridges that don't have to be defrosted yet?
Yeah, I think this is it.
This is it, dude. It's the future. The future is what we're living in.
Yeah.
So-
It's only been up for a few days, so who knows?
All right. Well, if it starts to get like icy inside, like it has little ice cube trays, right?
Yes.
So if it starts to get a little icy in there, then you may have to every now and then unplug it and let it. But put towels down, for God's sake.
I will.
All right. So what classes are you
I
taking?
brought a ton of towels.
Good,
don't
good,
worry.
good. You're set. What classes are you taking?
I'm in mostly acting courses,
Okay.
but I have two academics, which is Intro to College Writing and The Making of Monsters, the history of what scares us.
What?
What? Wait, we're all coming.
Right?
That class scares me.
We're all coming.
Do you guys want to hear my books? They're so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so all right. I have War of the Worlds,
Right?
The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Mhm.
Undead in the West, Zombie Culture, and Monsters and Mechanics.
This is going to be awesome. You know what I want you to do? The first day of class, sit behind like some timid-looking person and like every like 5 to 7 minutes just go, boo! And go
That'll
like,
scare 'em.
I think we're figuring out what scares you.
Yeah.
All right, so that could be loads of fun. So have you made like really excellent lifelong friends?
Not yet, to be totally honest.
All right, well, let's work on that. Oh, so here's the good news. So my cousin is Tim Riley, and he teaches journalism at your school. Are you going to go find him?
Yeah. I'll find him.
He's expecting you.
Okay, cool. I'll
right.
find him.
All right. He's really nice, and he wrote a book about John Lennon. Heard of him?
Yeah.
Oh, last night at dinner, asked my husband to name the Beatles. It took him
Could he not?
Yeah,
No.
10 minutes, and I said there's got to be some clause that can get me out of this marriage because I don't think it's legal. I don't think
My
we're
boyfriend
legal.
actually, he said Yoko instead of Ringo once.
Yoko? Where do you even get
Yoko.
that?
Oh no,
Oh, is that the? Oh, really?
the one who
And
broke
so-
them up.
Yeah, well, my husband could not remember John Lennon.
What?
I know.
Nope.
It's really
Nope.
frightening. Frightening. So, all right. So, what else did you? Oh, did you download the update, my darling?
I did.
So, we're going to talk about the update while you're on the air. What did you drop, Ryan? Oh,
I didn't drop anything.
Come on, Ryan.
Is it you,
Come
Jake?
on.
the ocean spray, Jake. It's on its side.
What did you drop, Jake?
Oh, they're empty. Okay, never mind. Hi, Alex Silver.
So I wanted to say something really cool for you because
Okay.
I have the beta for iOS 7, which comes out in like
Oh, how
7 days.
cool.
I had it
what's-
before him.
Okay, wonderful. Regardless,
You're
of
the
that,
winner of all men. We know
yeah,
that.
you are. You're,
Go
you're a
ahead,
man,
Alex.
man. Anyways, it does automatic updates on the it automatically downloads the updates. So I didn't even, request for it to update, and it said
Wow.
our place is updated, and I'm like, okay, great.
Oh,
so
that's so
I got the
neat.
update right away. So I think it'll be helpful getting people on board with a lot of new things.
Yeah, so now, basically everyone's profile is a chat room. So
Yeah.
you can have
Right.
you can have conversations like everywhere, and they only last for like 24 hours. So it's not like your page will fill up with like that forever. It'll disappear in 24 hours, and then you'll be like, where did that go? So if you want to remember something, you're gonna have to screen cap it. But like right now online, Olivia, I'm screen capping it. Guess what? You're just gonna. Are you sitting down?
I'm sitting now.
234 people are on our place like right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there
What?
a
Yeah.
real life scenario you can compare the 24-hour chats to? Like,
Like it's like if you're at college with Olivia, right? And like you go into like Cynthia's room and you talk with her for a while, then you go back into like the common area, meet some more new kids, and then you go into like one of their rooms and talk for a while, and then you go
it's just like it's just like you're going around and just talking to people.
yeah.
And then if it dies out, you know,
Well, it's like
Stuff
the
carries
real.
on.
I think the real life analogy would be like you might think everyone's just going to be in their rooms talking. Well, like we're at my house right now talking, right? And it's really fun because we're all here and we like everyone who's here. Eventually, we're going to want to go somewhere else. So it's nice to be at your home or in your room, and it's also nice to leave. And
So I have a question about
Yes.
that then.
yes,
You know, this is our place and things happen.
yes, and that's
Can
why you're
moderators help
Yes.
moderate the personal chat?
No, because it's how could we possibly moderate the personal chats in everybody's room? So what's going to happen is that like, go ahead, Alex.
we never come into your room at our place, and you know, it's just that's your place, right?
Well, no, I mean a lot of them.
Isn't it like each person's own place is their own place, and then when they want to get into the entire app,
Yeah.
then they can broadcast their message and get
Well,
moderated.
a lot
right?
of them have made me a hallmate already, so I could go into their app using the. I could go into the room using the app, and there might be something on my dashboard that allows me to look at chats or whatever. I mean, you're still not allowed to talk about anything sexually explicit. You're still not allowed to share kick names. And so, let's say Ryan has like 10 hallmates, and he's in there with some girl, and they're talking about sexting or whatever, and someone else comes in and goes, you guys aren't supposed to be talking about that, and then comes back and writes to @mods and says, in this room they were talking about sexting, and it's like still grounds for being banished from the app. So if you want to take that risk and risk like meeting some creep who's gonna make your life dangerous, or risk being banned, if you want to do that, I can't stop teenagers from doing stupid things. I mean, I could just provide an environment where hopefully they'll do things that are fantastic but not dangerous. Go ahead, Ryan.
Would it be fair? I mean, and this is just a question, not particularly like I think it's a good or a bad idea, but would it be like a good idea to say that if someone is made uncomfortable by something in their chat room, they would then be able to report that to @mods, blah, 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 made me uncomfortable by
Yes.
saying
Yes,
XYZ?
and also unhallmate the person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they
So
don't have to
that
be in your.
you- it's
They don't have
your-
to be in your hallmate. Your hall if you don't
Exactly.
want.
It's your room. You get to have whoever you want over. And you know, some people have been going into chat headquarters going, who wants to be my hallmate? And then Sapphire saying stuff like, I like you, but I only hallmate people I know really well in the courtyard. So you have to be willing to still talk in the courtyard and let people know your personality and get a sense of like who you are, and that you're not someone that's going to be disruptive, or you're not like a creeper or like an online predator, or you still have to follow your own instincts and listen to what your gut is telling you, Ryan.
Just kind of connecting that to what's been going on the app lately, and like how people have been interacting with @mods. We've had a lot less stuff going on in terms of bad stuff. There's been a lot less people coming to @mods saying people are making them uncomfortable, or that they don't feel the app is as safe as it used to be, or whatever the case may be, which is just awesome. But there are like some still, you know, there's obviously some stuff still. I've seen people get on each other's cases about opinions they disagree with, and it turns into this whole argument. But things have been fairly good in @mods, so I just wanted to share that things are going really well.
So congratulations, everyone's been really great. And Ryan, you were going to read some of the shout-outs, and we asked people for 3 words of what they thought of the update.
This is from Maddie's phone, so give me a second here. All right, cool. This is from Maddie's phone, that's why it's pink.
Yeah, that's why it's pink. It's Maddie's a girl.
Sure.
Well, I can show you my phone.
All right, manly man.
It's not pink.
No, it's not.
The camera's not on me. It's not pink.
With the old cameras, it would have been.
That's true.
Go ahead.
Everything would have been pink. All right. Shout outs. 3 words on how you feel about the new update. Deadpool, not 3 words, but they said fabulous. Lonely Heart, confusing, amazing, terrified. That Watermelon Girl, different, exciting, luscious. And then Lonely Heart said she was going to say weaselicious. Easy Weezy, beautiful cover girl.
Thank you for turning me into a verb and an adjective.
Overwhelmed by notifications. Perfect, awesome, amazing, fabulous.
Ah, very nice. Well, I was certainly excited that when this morning when I turned on my email, it said, your update is live, because it was in review for like 3 or 4 days. And then, boom, it was live, and I was like, uh-oh, I better go check the app and make sure like there's been, no horrific incidents, because it's probably the biggest change that we've had. Can you think of a bigger change, Trish, that we've had since this has been?
Well, from journals to our place.
Yeah, that's true. You're right, Olivia. That was huge. So, Olivia, I was talking to Tim Riley about maybe having like a version of Our Place Out Loud over at Emerson. So maybe that's something that you and he could talk about.
Yeah, I'm going to the clubs fair where I can meet with the radio people.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's on Friday.
Yeah, because they came up to the podcast, and I know they were really impressed with it, and they love what we're doing and would like to have.
Oh, that was who that was?
Yeah.
That was that cousin? It's that same person?
Yeah. So
the
you
one
met
who I
him.
introduced myself to was Jake's cousin accidentally.
Yeah, that's fine. To me, you're Jake's cousin. So
No, I was like, hi, I'm Jake's cousin. Wait, no, you're Jake's cousin. I'm his friend.
sometimes I forget who I am too. All right, thank you so much for calling, Olivia. We love you. We're so proud of you, and we miss you so much.
I miss you guys, too. I'll call again next week.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Bye, honey. All right, so we are Our Place Out Loud. I am Louise Palanker, and let's dive into questions from kids in the app and such. The first one is from, I don't know how to say the screen name, Galinamxisic. Hello, I have a question. So I like this guy, and I don't want to message him because I don't want to annoy him. I don't know if we're friends or not either. We know each other, and he's my brother's friend. What do I do? So this is like the whole issue of like, we live in a time where potentially everyone is like a few clicks away from you interacting with. So do you or do you not text a person you kind of know and like? I think that's what it boils down to. Montana?
Why don't you just talk to them first to get a feel like if you really like them, because you said you like them but you don't really know them, and it's kind of your brother's friend, that kind of makes it weird. So go up to them and talk to them and make sure you don't hate them. That's good.
But why do people feel like texting is less risky when actually I think it's more risky? Because people could be like, who's? Like, why?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it seems less risky because, like, if you say, oh, hi, and they're like, oh, I hate you,
right.
It's like you
It's
don't
like
have to talk
face-to-face.
to them.
Yeah.
Whereas face-to-face, it's like, I hate you, and you just have to kind of stand there like,
It's like so tempting to
Yeah.
do it that way, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're not putting yourself at as much risk. Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
The first thought that came to mind was I don't really know how old you are, but say you're like 12 or 11 and chances are you just think your brother has an attractive, sweet friend. Because you don't really know if you're even friends. You probably don't even know him that well. So whether or not I would text him or message him, I don't know. I'd probably talk to him a little more. And then as for like liking someone who is your brother's friend, probably a good idea to just keep it at liking him and leave it at that if you're like really young.
For now, yeah. Keo?
Yeah. I would be careful since it's your brother's friend. And the first thing that I thought of was, is your brother cool? Like, are you and your brother cool? Can you talk to him and be like, hey, I think your friend is cute or something?
Mm-hmm.
And talk to him that way. Yeah, I agree. I think it's better to talk to the person in person first and then text later once you know him. Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah, speaking as an older brother of a younger sister who may or may not have had feelings for some of my friends at various points in time, I don't know. Like, asking your brother what's his opinion on the whole thing is probably not a bad idea if you're very serious about this idea. And definitely, I would start there, because if he's not down with it, then it's going to make your life really hard if you decide to go for it anyway. So I would start asking him. But as for texting, I think one nice thing about it is that it gives the other person an out. Like, if they don't want to respond, they could be like, oh, yeah, never got the text.
I would say for... What's wrong with my eyes?
Nothing.
Is there-
Nothing at all. No. I thought you were surprised at what Aaron had to say.
Aaron Austin has a way of processing information that he thinks he's being really stealth, but it's like all over his face.
Actually, I think he has a sty, is what it is.
No, go ahead, Austin.
Well, I think texting, I think texting is risky for not just the reason that it's there permanently, but also on the
yeah.
flip side of what Aaron said, yeah, it's nice for the other person because it gives them an out, but if what you really want is for them to actually not have an out and force them to, acknowledge you, then you definitely want to go face to face. But also in this case, I think the fact that it is your friend's brother's friend, that's a lot of reason on the face of it not even to try to pursue this. I mean, if you end up really, really liking him, then, like Aaron said, talk to him. But it doesn't sound like she really likes him. It sounds like she seems interested in him but doesn't know him that well.
I mean,
Those are my
it's
thoughts.
a matter of getting to know the person, because I don't think that it being her brother's friend isn't a complete deal breaker. A lot of people wind up married to their brothers or sisters' friends or whatever. Maddie?
I mean, what I would do is I wouldn't text him. I would just kind of talk to him when he's kind of there, if your brother asks him over for dinner and they're there, just have a conversation with him at dinner. Don't pull him aside and be really kind of exclusive about it, but just talk to him and get to know him. And if you're still serious about it, definitely don't do anything before asking your brother if it's okay, because my brother ended up dating my friend without checking with me first. He didn't even tell me. It was just all of a sudden, hey, I'm with your friend now. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Thank you for telling me.
Nice.
What if you're standing right next to them and you text them? Is that okay?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Why?
I think you...
I mean, I've done that as a
It's
joke
funny.
before.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. If
Yeah.
you want to, I do that. I'll just be sitting next to someone really bored and just be like,
The funniest
hey.
text I ever got was when my mother took us to see these Chinese dancers, and it was this horrible, deadly show. They were just the worst show we were ever at. I can't even explain how bad it was. It was all this Chinese propaganda having to do with Chinese political issues. And then in the middle of the play, I get a text from Jake, who's sitting right in front of me, and it just says, "Help me." Wait, who wants? Oh, Alex Silver, yes.
Well, I will tell you that I've done texting before when I'm 5 feet away from somebody, and it's sometimes meant to get you out of a situation like that. It's definitely a useful tool. It's and then I don't think anybody realizes kind of what Austin was doing is that you kind of make expressions on your face when you're texting anyways.
Yeah.
So obviously there's something up if you're both looking down at your phones and there's something humorous at the exact same time, and the person in the middle will get kind of curious.
All right, so how do people feel in general about brothers and sisters as wingmen or wingman potential, and at what age might they be helpful, and at what age might they be more harmful than good? Ryan?
I think when you're full adults, it'd be helpful. And when I say adult, I don't mean 18. I mean when you're
37.
when you're at that point. I mean, honestly, when you're at that point where your brother or your sister is a friend to you more so than being someone who's genetically related to you and grew up in the same household.
Yeah.
Because to me, my brother is if I met my brother at school, I'd be he's all right,
Yeah.
But one day we're gonna be really close friends. It's just for
Yeah.
now, it's I live in the room next to him. I know we're from the same parents, and he's a kind of cool guy.
And he looks kind of like you, yeah. Cute.
Yeah, I was gonna just go into that from my perspective right now, all of my close friends, any of their siblings are off limits. No, I'm not gonna.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's with my close friends. With more distant friends, it's maybe, but.
Well, how else are you going to meet people?
But that's right now. I could imagine me not having it so blocked off later in my life, but right now that'd just be kind of weird. Maddie?
I mean, I think as long as you're at a normal dating age, maybe 15, and as long as you check with your sibling and they're okay with it, and if they want to if they want to help you, if they think it'll be fun or something like that. I don't know.
You just said Benji, that one kid that was over here. Would you invite him over and then have us all watch him? If you said, would you arrange it so that I was around him more? Would he be helpful?
That depends if you're actually talking my brother or a generic brother, because.
Well, Benji is kind of prototypical of
interesting individual.
Yes,
I don't know how else to put it.
But so is everybody.
It's true, true, but I don't think my brother actually would, just because we don't really get along.
All
but
right.
I mean, if a brother and sister that are close and get along, I mean, I could totally see that happening. But I mean, if it's like a friend that, you know, like the brother's like, you know what, no, I don't really think that's a good idea. I don't really want to do that. But, you know, I think as long as you check and you're at an age where dating is okay, I think it's okay. If, you know, if the sibling is like, you know what, that's fine. Montana, what do you think?
I think it might be like a gender thing. Like if it's a sister and sister, your older sister will probably help you like meet a guy, or brother and brother, vice versa. But like for some reason, brother and sister, it doesn't seem to work until you're like to an age where you don't really care. I mean, till you don't live with each other anymore and don't really like care what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you care, but it's like
You care,
doesn't.
but
It doesn't.
it doesn't have to be in the room
affect
next to
your
you.
social life.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you say, Aaron, what do you think?
Aaron, what do you think?
Thank you.
Well, I think it's got nothing to do with gender or age or anything. I think it has to do with the relationship between the brother and the sister, and or the siblings in general. I mean, like if you guys are tight, then it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters, because then it's just a matter of, hey, you know, you're my brother or you're my sister or whatever, and we're tight, right? We can talk about this. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And because at that point, you know, if you guys are tight, then it's sure there's a bit of, you know, is it my friend, but it's also, well, what's good for my brother? What's good for my sister? And is it good for my friend, right? It's all about the maturity level of the siblings and whether or not they get along.
I think you and Emma have a really good relationship.
Absolutely.
that way.
And, you know, if she wanted to, you know, if she was interested in some of my friends and I felt that that would be like an okay matchup, I would help. And she has kind of helped at some points with me and other people that she knew.
Emma's your sister?
Yeah,
Emma's my
I
sister.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Which means you cannot date her.
Well, no, I mean, I just didn't know that.
You saw no resemblance at all.
I'm joking. You can date her. Okay.
I don't know. I didn't think about it.
Do you know Trish is related to him too?
Trish is his auntie.
What?
Mind blown.
And Weezy's my cousin.
I just know that all you are people and you know each other.
It's not just your place, Ryan, anymore.
And Ryan, but you know that we're cousins, right?
No.
Yeah, we're
And that
cousins.
I'm related to Jake.
No.
And you know what else? Louise and I went to different high schools together.
Even I knew this.
But I don't pay attention.
Right.
I
Okay.
just like
Right.
your name's Alex and you're Wheezy and that's
But
it.
you know that Jakey's my nephew, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Next question from Shade. I may be the most shy.
That's about it,
This is
though.
actually going to be a little bit of thread theater. Ryan, you will play the part of Jenny's answer,
All right, sweet.
and Aaron, you will play the part of Shade.
Okay. All right, so Shade said, I may be the most shy and awkward person on earth. I really like this girl, but when I try and talk to her, I constantly slip on words and I can't convey my thoughts correctly. So I always try to talk to her and nothing sounds the way I want it to. It seems all I do is embarrass myself. Do you know any way I could fix my awkwardness, or at least have a normal conversation without sounding like a creepy garbage can dwelling weirdo?
Jenny's answer. I'm sorry, but the title "Most Shy Awkward Person on Earth" is already taken by me. You'll have to do better than that.
By the way, let me just jump in. I've met Jenny. She's lying. She's wonderful. She's not.
Wait a
at
second.
all.
Did you just call Jenny a liar?
You just break script.
Yes, I did. I broke script and I called her a liar. Oh, what's up?
We're doing
But
the script.
maybe this is the season where Jenny blossoms. So maybe she actually means what she's saying, but she's finally coming into herself.
Bam.
So, boom, Ryan, go.
Recognizing.
Jenny's answer. I'm sorry, but the title for Most Shy and Awkward Person on Earth is already taken by me. You'll have to do better than that. That's a winky face she put. And you can't be that shy because you're at least making an effort to try and talk to her, which means she's going to notice you a lot more than if you decided to never attempt to go near her out of fear that you'd make a fool of yourself. The only advice I can give you is to keep practicing. The more you talk to her and to other people, the more comfortable you will become when talking to them. And to be honest, if she's the kind of girl you should be getting to know better, she's going to find it kind of sweet that you get nervous around her and not think badly of you. So don't worry too much.
All right, we're going to go to Skype. Hello. Oh.
I want to hear that dial-up
There
sound
goes.
right now.
Take it.
You remember?
Better if it makes a lot of noise in my ears, I'm going to be really angry with you, Matt. It's the waiting for Skype music that Iceman is composing.
Well, do you
Uh-oh.
remember when you used to be on phone calls or going on the internet in dial-up era, and there would be that like.
Well,
That was
see,
the
that
greatest
sounded
thing.
like
That's what we're talking
Cats, and
about.
he's playing memories from Cats.
I'm afraid for the sound.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Hello, Mrs. Jordan Chris Colfer.
Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Colfer. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear us? Hello, Mrs. Colfer. Can you hear
good.
us? How are you?
I think I know what's
my
up.
sound isn't working.
I think she's listening.
Oh, can you hear
from
us at all?
The app.
You're listening from the app, so you're hearing the
I
delay.
can hear y'all.
Oh, yay. Okay, so did you want to weigh in on those questions and answers from Jenny about being shy and awkward about talking to someone you like?
Speaking of shy and awkward,
You know what?
I think we have that Skype delay that we used to get.
I think we'll have her make a statement and then we'll say goodbye because it's not working.
Such of course.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's really late.
yes, I think Skype has a delay.
It's
oh yeah,
definitely
right now
that.
there's a major delay.
Yeah.
That's at least
It's just the way that
more
it's
than 3 seconds
Yeah,
long.
it's
Well,
Yeah.
we will
Yeah.
tell you, though,
Yeah.
that you have not broken your record of consecutive phone calls into the show, but I don't think this is going to work conversationally just because of the delay.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
count it.
Thank you so... Oh, absolutely, it counts in
Oh,
the win
yeah.
column. So what did you guys want to say about this?
Well-
Skype sucks, yes. No, Skype is fine. Skype is fine. Yes, it just
Yep,
it didn't
yep, we're
work.
done with
and-
Skype.
bye. Sorry.
Oh, Alex Silver?
Oh, well, I was just gonna say that's definitely like an awkward scenario that we were just in. So that kind of helped us break
No,
the
but
Skype ice.
that wasn't people being
Um,
awkward. That was technology being awkward.
Yeah,
And
so-
I blame CBS
I blame CBS for everything right now. I blame Time Warner and CBS.
for everything.
That's fair.
So I mean, in people's situations, are you talking about people being awkward and
Yeah, I'm
in
talking
people's
about.
situations?
Well, this Shade writes that he just feels like every time he tries to say anything to the girl that he likes, that it's just coming out not the way he pictured it in his head.
I would, if I were him, and because sometimes when you picture things in your head and it's all glamorous and you spit it out and it just doesn't come out the right way, see if you can get, and this is my opinion, see if you can get a friend next to you that maybe has talked to this person before to kind of lead the conversation, and then you can take it over. Because I think that if you're having trouble talking to the person straight up, you can maybe get a little help from your friend, and then slowly but surely you'll be able to talk to this person on your own.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, if like you do like a lot of nodding and laughing and agreeing and like, oh my god, and then I know, right, is good.
And then one talking point will come up like,
Yeah,
hey,
where
I
you're
just
like,
finished
oh.
playing like the Simpsons, watching the Simpsons or whatever, and you're like, oh, you like that too? Something will come up that will be in common.
I thought you were going to say The Sims. And that
Okay,
reminds
is
me of
Mrs.
Wheezy
Colfer on
and-
the line? Okay, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Well, I guess, did you enjoy our failed Skype experiment? Because I know I learned from it.
It was fun.
Yeah, let's do it again really soon. Okay, did you have a point on this topic?
Yes.
Okay.
The thing about. Okay, hold on. I gotta think of what I was about to say.
Maybe it
All
wasn't
right.
Skype.
How about if Ryan talks and you listen to him, his dulcet tones? He's going to be a broadcaster one day. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, let's go with that.
Yeah.
All right, so I was going to say something that I know. I remember now.
Okay.
I was going to say that sometimes it's totally. I'm wearing these weird because they were really loud. Sometimes it's okay to be kind of awkward, because like awkward can go really well sometimes. The first time I ever asked anyone out, I was like, I pictured in my head being like, hey, you want to hang out sometime? Maybe go see a movie, whatever it was going to be like. And then I walked up and I just kind of like turned red and started like shaking. And then I was like, I've never done this before, so I'm just gonna like say it. Do you want to like maybe go out with me sometime? And they're like, yeah, I'd love that. And it's like, oh.
That was easy.
And then I just kind of stumbled off. And then
I hadn't planned this far ahead.
exactly, because you never plan past asking.
No.
This was the
asking
bar
for-
mitzvah of him becoming shy guy.
Yeah, shy guy.
Shy guy to rye guy. Right there.
But it was more than like last weekend when I was this weekend when I was bar mitzvah.
But I mean, some people are more naturally shy than other people. So like Ryan, I don't see you as a naturally shy person.
You'd be surprised though when I like speaking in front of groups of people or to people I don't really know. I get really shy. Like
Really?
I do, yeah. So it's just with people I know or with people that like where I have kind of free reign and I know that people aren't going to judge me. I'm like really good at talking, but making announcements in front of my school like just terrifies me.
Well, most people are afraid of that kind of public speaking, but what I mean is that like some people have like different pockets of shyness, and then some people are just like overwhelmingly across the board, like 100 times more shy than anyone in this room, and like
That's
it's
true.
debilitating. And so if we're talking to Shaden, we're saying like, okay, I get that to you, like this is like really, really stressful, like beyond the normal stress that most people experience when they first start to, talk to someone who's romantically interesting. Go ahead, Montana.
So about this, what what I used to be really, really shy in middle school. Like, I couldn't go up and talk to people. It was weird. But what I kind of learned to do, and it sucked, I just kept talking to people, and I made a fool out of myself. But eventually people kind of got used to it, and I kind of got used to it, and now I don't really have... I have very, very high standards for awkward now.
Yeah, and you know what? That just makes everything in life more
It makes
fun.
better.
Yeah.
Like, everybody around you is awkward because you said something stupid. Well, at least you're not, so it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't exist.
It's like if we're all wearing goofy hats, then we're all wearing goofy hats.
Yeah.
So let's just leave everyone alone. Maddie?
I mean, I'd have to ask Montana. Like, it may just be me, but, like, I don't know. I think it was kind of cute if, like, a guy was awkwardly asking me out
That
because
is
they were
cute.
nervous to talk
Sometimes.
to me. You know, well, I mean,
Yeah, it never worked for me.
depending on the level. Well, I mean, like, depending on the level of awkward.
I
that's
think it
kinda-
also probably depends on if you think they're cute.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. But, I mean...
Yeah.
Aaron?
Okay.
Oh, Lord. What was I going to say?
Let Aaron talk first, Mrs. Cole. Well, your hand has been up in the air, so...
I know.
I thought you had a thought. Well,
Let
maybe
the
I
this
had a
maybe
thought,
Mrs.
and it was
Culver
you
talk.
that
Oh,
Austin
oh,
has a
I
thought.
remembered
It
now.
worked.
And this is something that Ryan was saying, and especially what Montana was saying, is that most people don't start off as these amazing social butterflies. They change because
blossom.
they try. They work hard at it. It's not something that you are. It's something you become. It's something that you train.
Oh, I like
you
that.
train. You do what Montana did. You
That
go
could
out
be
there
the
and you
title
make
of
a
your book. It's not what you are, it's what you become.
You're writing a book?
No, but I want him to.
I could.
The social
I guess.
You could write a
butterfly.
book.
The
Mrs.
social butterfly, a story of not being but becoming.
Becoming.
Ah, yes,
Mrs.
exactly.
Culford, did you have something to add to the conversation?
Okay, yes.
Yes.
So this has to do with it. Okay, I told y'all about social phobia a little while back.
Yeah.
Possibly, maybe. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I went to therapy today, and we had a therapy session about going over the fear plan, which is trying to help you get over your anxieties.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my anxieties is, like, talking in front of people or going up to them.
Right.
So something that could possibly help is the fear plan. I was about to say it's references do stuff together, but that's not it.
So fear stands for something?
Fear, F stands for feeling anxious. And whenever you're feeling anxious, you know what your body does normally.
Okay.
And you can understand what it does. E, crap, I don't know what this is.
All right. It's okay if you tell us this next week when you have it all written down, because we don't want to.
I probably
Yeah,
will.
but no. But I get what you're saying. It's like you have a plan for when you start to feel a certain way, like what you're gonna. Oh, look, there's your husband. Isn't he handsome? So, and you know what? He strikes me as someone who's like overcome a lot to be the person that he is today. Like, he strikes me as someone that probably was picked on in high school. I think I've heard him say that
He
to
was.
Ellen and stuff like that, right? He said that on Ellen, right? And so, and look how much more awesome he is having gone through, like what Aaron said, having becoming Chris Colfer. Like, you're not born Chris Colfer. I mean, I know they gave him that name most likely, unless there was some baby swapping that went on. But the point is, he had to become this person who inspires other people to, have him as their pretend husband. So, go ahead. Lots of hands are up. Let Maddie talk.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Wow.
It's happening to everyone.
Everyone's more
Not me.
excited to
Something in
talk
the air.
than they
I feel
are
your
like
pain.
full of things to say.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, so we're gonna let you go, Mrs. Culford. Thank you so much for sharing yourself with us. And next week have the fierce plan or whatever it was, because that sounded like really good. I'd like to hear that. Go ahead, Maddie.
I remembered. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yay.
I mean, what I used to have, like, really, really horrible, like, public speaking anxiety. Like, I did a project in front of my Spanish class. It was like a verbal assessment thing, and I almost fainted. Like, I got dizzy and kind of half fell on the floor. It was not fun, but basically, if you kind of focus on the material instead of who you're presenting it to and, like,
Right.
that you're going to have to present it, if you focus on reading it, because most of the time you either just have to remember something and then speak it, or read something and speak it, which you could do sitting at your kitchen table or, like, in your bed. You can do that. You can still read.
Which
you
is
can
why
still
it's so much
talk.
easier for people to text or to chat online than it is for them to
Exactly.
actually talk to people. But we're going to move on because I do have a lot that we want to cover. We are Our Place Out Loud. I am Louise Palanker, and a question from Bree is, hey, so tomorrow I start high school, and I've been so hyped up about it, but now I'm scared, and all I want to do is cry. Is that all right? I'm just really scared to go, and I don't know why, but I am. So we have had a lot of back-to-school conversations going on in the Our Place app this week because it's kind of back-to-school time, and I thought maybe you guys would have some comforting words of wisdom for kids that are really scared, starting 8th grade, starting high school, or going to college. Aaron?
Well, first off, change is scary. That's just something that's natural and normal, and you're feeling something that we have all felt at one point or another, probably many times. And it's okay to feel the way you do. Just you have to remember that it's not like change is, it's transition, which means it goes from one thing to another. So eventually that'll stop being change. It'll just be what it is. And you'll settle into it and you'll be happier.
Yeah, and nothing's permanent.
That's true. Nothing is permanent, hence change being there in the first place.
Keo?
Yeah. It's something new, something that you have never experienced. So it's
the
going to be
unknown.
yeah,
All humans fear the unknown.
scary. Whenever this happened to me, like in middle school and in high school, I retained my memory of when I was in kindergarten, from moving from preschool to kindergarten, and I didn't have I was moving schools, so I didn't have any friends in kindergarten, and I didn't go the first day of kindergarten. I was like no, and I refused to go, and then they convinced me to go, and it just ended up not being as bad as I thought it was going to be. So.
One of the things that I always remembered, this happened to me at a really young age, and this was a mental image that helped me as I moved through the different phases of middle school, high school, or whatever, is that when I was in kindergarten, my sister was in first grade, and I heard her class walking past our room, and they were making fun of the kindergartners. And and I thought, oh my God, those big kids are making fun of us, and it's we must be just the most ridiculous things ever. And then as I got to second and third grade, I would remember first graders making fun of kindergartners, and to me that was so comical that it the human nature to make fun of whatever is seemingly lesser than you is so pathetic. We really need to fight against that because no one's better than anyone. And just the mental image of a first grader, a 7-year-old, thinking that he's better than a 6-year-old is it's hilarious. So just keep that mental image in mind. No one has any right to make you feel lesser than. They're not greater than you, Ryan.
What were you going to say?
Just one more thing that I used to do was there were certain songs that I would listen to over and over again because I would be sitting there the day before and being I don't want to go, just thinking that over and over again. So I would play songs that kind of reflected that.
I also say this: you have to get to it to get through it.
Yeah.
So because it rhymes and rhyming is fun. Austin.
Well, first of all, I would just say, yes, it's okay to cry about it. Just let it out. If you can't fall asleep because you feel like you have to cry, just keep crying. Maybe get out a journal or something. Write out every single thing you're feeling. It'll make you feel a lot better. It'll be very cathartic. Just take a few deep breaths, drink a lot of water, and remember that this is not going to be as big a change probably as going from elementary school to middle school. I think that's a much more shocking change. Going from middle school to high school, it's high school is just a continuation. Or the next logical continuation of middle school. It's not something that's going to be really, once you get there, it's not going to be so much different from anything you've seen before.
I actually found high school to be quite a relief because all of a sudden people were busy doing their own thing and nobody was picking on anybody. And I was like, oh my God, I let my guard down. Montana.
Well, sort of what you were saying, it is tough to make the transition, but you go from middle school to high school, and it's generally agreed upon by everybody I know that middle school is terrible.
It's awful.
And high school is just so much better. Yeah, so you have this much to look forward to.
Yeah, it really is much better. People find their group, and we're just going to move on to the next question really quick because, we have an image for change that you guys found. What does it say, Jakey? Oh, you don't have a mic.
Change can be scary.
Change can be scary. Yes, that is true. But it is absolutely necessary to become an improved you.
Aw. Yay.
I love
He's
that.
He's so cute. I love his back-to-school clothes and his watch.
Can I share one thing about Change, Wheezy, or do we not have enough time?
Really quick, you have 30 seconds, and then Austin has 30 seconds.
All right,
we
so
have Thread Theater.
Okay, so the thing for me about Change is that It's one of the few things that today can actually get me like back into feeling like depressed like I used to and really anxious. And I don't know why, because it'll be things I've experienced before, like going back from winter break. I've done it a million times, and yet for some reason the day before at night I get really anxious. And the things I would recommend: really long hot shower, put a hot towel that like you got wet and then wring out on your forehead, and just sleep. And crying's fine. I say it all the time. Just crying, sweating through your eyes, and getting out your feelings. So
is it okay if I start crying right now?
It's yeah. If there's something that achieves, then yeah. Or if it doesn't, then yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
just do something.
Don't just cry for no reason.
Austin.
Okay, first of all, that image of the cat up there, it looked more like a hipster than a nerd. I don't know if it was supposed to look like a nerd, but
that was the transformation from a nerd to a hipster.
Right, because the times have changed. So in the 80s, like what was nerdy is now hipster.
Exactly.
And now in the more actual advice side, just really quick, because I only have 30 seconds, even less now. Just remember,
and less now.
there is no thing to be changed. Just go.
Oh, that's very nice. Oh,
One
I was going
foot
to
in
do like
front
an
of the other.
Instagram movie, but you didn't talk long enough. Okay, so because usually, Mr. Wisdom, you're just so full of these nuggets of at least 30 seconds worth of brilliance, but that was nice and succinct. Thank you. Maybe someone else can do Instagram movies, like someone like Jolene.
Instuvies.
Because oh yeah, what are they called?
I just made that up right now. I called them Instuvies.
Instuvies.
I just came up with that right now.
Yeah, you can do like how long are the movies on Instagram?
15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Vine is 6, but so much better.
Vine is 6.
But so much better.
Okay, so did you have a song about school, Iceman? Did you have something?
No. If we did Thread Theater, I have a
Thread Theater.
theme song.
Oh, okay.
But wait,
all right.
Is it Chat Theater or Thread?
It's
Theater?
well, I think I've changed the name officially to Thread Theater. I just like the THTH.
I need
okay.
a pen.
He needs a pen. Infinity writes, so my friend told me that her mom has been verbally abusing her, like calling her names such as idiot, retard, C word, F word, B word, SL word, etc. And it's making her really depressed. She also told me that her mom said stuff like, oh, you'll never get a job in life or be successful, etc. Is there anything that I could do? I've told her at no stage should a mother put down their child. If they don't respect their kid and be supportive or forgiving, then why have kids in the first place? She said she feels like committing suicide too. I don't know if I should tell a teacher or something, but how can she stop this abuse? The hands are going right up. And just please throw to each other. Montana, start with you.
First of all, that is terrible. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry your mom does that.
Her friend's mom.
Or her friend's mom. So, about advice to the girl, your mom says you'll never be successful, but obviously if she's feeling like so terrible that she has to put her own child down, there's something deeply wrong with her, so don't listen to your mom. Listen to other, wise adults that you think could, help you through this. The other thing, please don't commit suicide. If anything, don't commit suicide just to stick it to your mom and become a successful adult. You didn't raise me. I mean, you didn't raise me well, but I still turned out awesome.
I raised myself. And let's keep
'Cause
in
a lot of
mind,
the time, that's
Montana,
what
that we're
happens.
talking about what she should do for her friend. So
What
job
she should do
one
for her
is
friend.
anytime anyone says the word
Anything.
suicide, you tell an adult.
Yeah, you would tell an adult.
You must tell an adult that your friend has said the word
Try-
suicide.
Try to hang out with her as much as possible, or as much as she's comfortable with, and try to support her through this, because it's definitely really hard. Try to take her out of her house so she doesn't have to deal with her mom. Yeah,
And
that's all I can tell you.
And I loved what you said,
That's
because
terrible.
whenever a mother says something like this to a child, she's really just enraged with herself.
Yeah, and to say that to your own flesh and blood, there's something
You're the one who's
deeply
damaged,
wrong with that.
So
Mhm.
don't prove your mother right because your mother's
Yeah.
wrong. Ryan.
It's a really tough situation. I can say that much, and I haven't really experienced being name called by family or having friends who are name called by their family that I'm aware of, at least for my friends. But to the extent that Montana was saying, I know this is your friend, so obviously me telling you not to commit suicide is not really relevant. But if the thing ever comes up, it's hard for people to understand who haven't been in that circumstance. But as someone who has multiple times been on the brink of killing themselves, it's one of those things where you really need to help them slow down if you're near them, or talk to them about doing this if they start getting really worked up, to slow down and realize that as bad as it seems, it will not get worse. It can't get worse. It will only get better. And that even if it does start getting better, not at the right rate you want it to, or even if it comes back to this level. People say, ending your life is hurting everyone around you, not just yourself, blah, blah, blah. But knowing, like, again, being there, it's not the kind of thing where you want to just help people understand it. You're not doing it because you want to die. You're doing it because it seems like the only exit. You're not doing it because you want to hurt the other people around you. You're doing it because you think you've tried every possibility to avoid the pain that is here, that's presenting itself, and the only option you have left is to just remove yourself from the situation. But it feels so much better to overcome that pain and to defeat it and to be on the other side of it, looking back on what you've accomplished and go on with your life with so many more experiences in your pocket.
Very, very beautifully said. We've got a phone call. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
Don't hate late awesomeness.
Why would I? Stop telling me not to. I'm so over it. I wouldn't. I've proven to you time and time again that I love the awesomeness. Why don't you change your screen name to, hey, why don't you love the awesomeness?
I don't know. I've threatened to change my account name so many times, but I never can.
How do you like the update?
I absolutely love it, except a bunch of creepy people keep on adding me. Like, I had to even put, like, this thing in my profile to say, don't add me if I don't know you well.
Yeah, and so we're like not even like 12 hours into this, so I think we'll learn language to use that isn't offensive, but that lets people know, hey, let's chat in open courtyard areas before we decide to hallmate each other. Like, we'll just find the right language so that new kids don't feel like, oh, no one wants to be my friend. They just understand, hey, before hallmates appear, before hallmating, it's like you don't just ask strangers to date you, so why would you ask a stranger to be your hallmate on our place? Like, just say, hey, let's talk a little bit in these open areas before I make you a hallmate.
Or you just don't invite strangers in your house.
Yeah, I was going to say that one, because you're not dating someone, you're hallmating.
Yeah, you're not dating, but I was trying to come up with an analogy that worked. But yeah, you just don't invite strangers over to your home. That's right, Q. What did you want to say, don't hate?
To this mom thing, I could say so much.
I know, honey, you could, huh?
My mom she's okay, but she has a lot of problems with herself. And I've established that with her. And basically it's a daily thing where she cusses me out because she's sad and she's hurt. And she just, like, I get yelled at for just, like, sleeping. I get yelled at for opening the door, and I get yelled at for just coming downstairs. And really, I can't do anything without her yelling at me. And she calls me all these names and stuff, and she knows that I want to major in acting when I get into college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, you're just not going to be famous because I don't think you're famous material. And I'm just like, thank you for the inspiring words, Mother. And
but can you hear where she's really talking to herself? She's not talking to you.
Yeah, because I think she says that, and I think one of her things is she doesn't want me to grow up like her, and that's definitely not going to happen.
Oh no, I know that. I know.
She went to college to be a florist. Yay! I figured that out the other day.
Oh.
But she was not successful at it, and she got fired and everything, and she was like one of the really bad people in college and stuff. Not college, high school and stuff. Like, she always got into trouble and failed everything. And it's obvious I'm not going to turn out like her and everything, and everybody agrees with that. But she just does it. And I think when your parents, tell you that kind of stuff, it's the same with bullies. They tell you that because they're insecure about themselves.
Oh, my God. That's just such a really brave and grown-up statement that you just made. That's really an incredible insight. We're going to have to get off the phone with you because we've got to do a Thread Theater. So watch the show. We're about to do Thread Theater, but what you just said is unbelievably insightful and true. I'm very proud of you. I don't know if we have time, Maddie, because we have to do Thread Theater. Really short.
Really, really short.
11 seconds.
It's not your responsibility to take it up with an adult until your friend says something about suicide. Then you need to take it to someone. To an adult who can help her.
Her friend has said something about suicide.
Right, I know. So she needs to go tell an adult that her friend said that.
Or something.
Yeah, the second you hear that word, an adult has to be told. All right, we're going to do Thread Theater. Iceman?
We
will thread, and then we'll thread some more because see, it's hard to say thread real fast.
Some more.
We will thread,
thread,
and
then
then we'll
we've
thread some more because thread theater is starting now. So we'll thread and thread and thread just as long as time allows. Can we change it back to chat theater?
Oh yeah, chat theater was easier to sing. That's
Wheezy,
right. Yes.
do we have assigned roles yet?
No, I don't think we do. But you can be nature girl because that's a big part. And then Aaron, you can be smiley face. And then other than that, take it away. And Keo, you start with gummy bear and curtain up.
Bam.
Do you think the secret to, well, this is from Gummy Bear.
Yeah, gummy bear. Sorry.
Do you think the secret to popularity is to be a cheerleader? Me. No, there are so many ways to be popular. You just have to be friendly and involved.
Nature girl.
My opinion, no, not at all. Like you said, there's so many ways to become popular, and that you just have to be involved with something and make friends. I agree with all of them. And this is just a message to all the girls who want to cheerlead. Do not cheer for anyone but yourself. It will not be fun. Do not cheer for your boyfriend for popularity or for attention. Do it for yourself. I honestly hate popularity and popular people. They're so annoying, and they always brag so much. I have a popular clique in my school, and they always try to get everyone to act like them, or to like them. The girls in the clique wear designer clothes, and they have perfect grades and big houses. The boys in the clique wear a lot of cool clothes and have dated a million girls and own a ton of gadgets and devices. The teachers love them, and they're always the teachers' pets. They get homework passes and earn a lot of recognition. They brag about it to everyone while they walk through the halls in our school. I'm getting a little bit off topic here, aren't I? Anyway, cheerleading is not the secret to popularity.
Smiley face.
Yes. No, it has to do with being able to trick and deceive people to treat you better or to fear you. It's all really primitive, actually. It works like a wolf pack. They show dominance, they being the popular people, in a way besides baring teeth and urinating on their lockers and lunch tables. More like commenting on how you look rudely, but subtly, putting you down whenever you threaten their spotlight and all that. I'm sure you have all noticed. Cheerleading isn't what makes them popular. Sometimes they might dominate over a certain activity, though, such as cheerleading.
Gummy bear.
In my school, I do not view popular people like how you described them. Maybe it's just different at my school. I'm considered a fairly popular person, and I'm not like that. But there are people like that, and I don't like the people who are.
Smiley face.
Well, I suppose other people that are popular because they are very nice to people, which makes other people want to treat them better and be around them. I guess I forgot about that side of things, but yeah, it's definitely there.
Maddie? Jaden?
No, however, most cheerleaders are popular.
Austin, you are dead inside.
In my school, you have to do drugs to be popular. It's gross.
Montana, you are Sal.
Whoa, dead inside your school is weird and crazy.
I know, which is why I hate it there.
Cheerleading is a sport. Most girls take that sport to be popular because they're either left out or lonely. Cheerleading doesn't make you cool. Yourself makes you cool. If you want to be popular, be yourself and be kind to everyone.
Okay, how do you got? Let's.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Very nicely done, Iceman.
That wasn't like a bad pun.
So you mean which came first, being a cheerleader or being popular?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Do popular people cheerlead, and are they made popular by cheerleading, or does cheerleading attract popular people? Is that the way it is? And then, like, what really makes you popular? Because being in, like, I'm popular amongst my friends, and they're popular amongst my thoughts. But I'm not saying they're not generally, but I can really only speak for myself. But there are plenty of people who are popular at my school who 90% of the people at my school despise. So does that really make them popular? You know, does it? But
or
Alex,
feared,
you
loved
in the
or
orange shirt,
feared.
that makes you popular, that orange shirt, and I want to know what you have to think.
Well, calling me out like that, I'd have to say that this orange shirt got me through a lot in high school.
Yeah, it's made you popular.
But in my opinion, my high school had cliques definitely, but like you have to approach it as they're groups, and everybody's on this level playing field when they enter in 9th grade or in 6th grade for middle school, whatever it may be. And you have a chance to show whoever you are and just be yourself. I think middle school is harder than high school, like tougher on kids, because it's just that time when all these cliques are developing. And as long as you do kind of what everybody else is suggesting and just like be yourself, you don't have to worry about being popular because you'll have like a good, solid group of people.
Exactly.
For me, I just got really involved in my high school. And so just being really involved got me to know a lot of people, and I felt like that was really good. But
Yeah.
I think Keo has like
involvement. Like how many
An
times? Like the
opinion.
kids in the app are so sick of me typing in capital letters "join clubs." It's almost like when Rick was co-hosting the show with me, cousin Ricky, and he just kept telling kids to read a book. Like that's how I sound. That's how I sound in the app when I just go join clubs. Sometimes kids will write me and they'll be like, "Don't tell me to join a club. Here's my problem." Keo.
I definitely think that it makes it like where you are makes a difference as far as like how the school is and how
What they value.
Yeah, what they value
Or
and
perceived value.
yeah. With my school, I wouldn't consider myself popular, my high school, but I think I was somewhat well known just because I'm kind of different. My name is different, like it's kind of unique.
And you had dreadlocks. Come
yeah.
on.
And when you
Yeah.
tell stories about you being in kindergarten, I can't imagine you small. It's just that torso with feet
I
attached.
bet he was
no
so
legs in
cute.
between.
I was
See
like,
Keo at 6? How cute was he?
In my mind, it just doesn't work.
I was like very stone faced and like
Were you ever small though? Like
I didn't smile.
my visualization is that torso with feet and hands, but nothing in between them. Just no arms, no legs. Just that's how I make you small. You don't look any different. You just have no limbs.
I mean, people who know me say that my face still looks like the same, like I still have a baby face. So
All right, we're going to have to wrap up the show because it's 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. This has been the most awesome show. We could easily do another hour. You guys are so fascinating. Thank you so much. Back to school. Please enjoy the new app, and we want to hear all your insights because we'll submit any kind of updates that need with any glitches. Thank you, Iceman. You want to play us out into the closing theme music?
We have closing theme music?
Oh, heck yes.
This is the closing theme.
Keep going.
And we've had talks about teens.
Our
Now it's time to go by with Alex and Rye Guy.
That's me. Ooh.
Spicy.
Spice it up.
Fade out.
Ooh.
I've been out there wandering. I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, wishing I could find my way. Then I found